We go. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming to class. So today we're going to work around an article that I read in the New York Times, and it talked about um, stability in the body and mobility, and those are like my big things anyway. The I love to teach yoga in a way that gets us stronger and more stable and more mobile and more flexible. So this whole class is going to revolve around that article that was written back in January about exercises that you can do for the whole body. And as I explored the article, I'm like, okay, a lot of that's pretty kind of yoga. So I love when the different disciplines come together. So we are going to start laying down, and I'm going to ask you whatever is like over your head, make sure it's clear because we're going to be starting by moving our arms a lot in shoulder range of motion, which was one of the points of the article. So come on down and make sure your little area above your head is clear. And once you lay down, go ahead and keep your knees bent and your feet on the floor. And your feet can be hips width apart, or they can even go wider with your knees in towards center, just while we are centering and finding our breath and all that stuff. So coming down to the floor, just feel your body on your mat, right? Feel the four corners of your feet. Notice where your sacrum lines up on your mat. Does it feel pretty even to you, or does one hip feel higher than the other? Maybe we even that space out a little bit. And then notice if you are flattening your back to the floor. And if you are, just go ahead and create a little bit of a curve in that lumbar spine and that lower back so that you could maybe just put your fingers under there or throw a couple of blueberries under there, something that brings that natural curve back in. And then let the hands come down to your sides. They can either be palms up or palms down. And maybe you feel your shoulders on the floor, the back of your upper body, and notice again, does that feel pretty even to you? Is there a lot of space between your shoulders and the floor? In other words, are we rounding the upper back and the shoulders are rolling forward? And if that's the case, maybe you gently don't press them back, but just gently encourage them to go toward the floor. And then find your breath, reestablishing the feet on the floor, the sacrum, the upper back, the back of the head. Noticing if your chin tucks or your chin lifts. And if you need to, putting a very small little something under the head to keep your cervical spine, your neck, keeping that aligned really nicely. And then breathe, everybody. Just take that breath in and exhale it out. Nice deep breath in and exhale it out. Good. One more, just like that. Inhale and exhale. And then, excuse me, take your right knee to your chest. We'll just loosen up the legs before we go to shoulders. Bring your right knee to chest, straighten your left leg along the floor. Take the hands behind your right thigh so that you're not over compressing your knee. And just pause there for a second, level out the hips, little bit of space behind your lower back, and then lift your left leg just a couple of inches off the floor. So already starting to warm up our core, right? Feel the low belly engage. And as you inhale, take the left leg up to the ceiling, point your toes, and lower it just a couple of inches off the floor. Good. Flex your left foot, take it up to the ceiling. Don't flatten your lower back. Point your toes and lower. Good. One more. Flex and lift. And exhale, point and lower. And then bring that knee to chest, switch sides, take the hands behind your left knee. Just straighten your right leg all the way down to the floor. Reestablish the levelness of your hips and your lower back. Good. And then lift the right leg just a couple of inches. Feel the energy, the legs starting to work, right? The low belly starting to work. And then inhale as you lift the leg, point your toes and lower just a few inches off the floor. Good. Flex and lift, point and lower. Good. One more. Flex and lift that leg, point and lower. And then let the right leg go all the way to the floor. Feel as if your right thigh is smoothing itself down onto the floor. Your hands are still behind your left leg and straighten the left leg up toward the ceiling. Now, best you can, straighten the left leg, the left knee. So, a lot of times we keep our joints, both elbows and knees, somewhat bent, and we don't get that full extension of the muscles. Good. Breathe and then point your toes as much as you can toward the ceiling. Take a really deep breath, press down through the right leg that's on the floor, reach up through the left leg that's reaching, and flex your left foot, bend your knee, bring it to chest. Switch sides, bring the right knee in, straighten the left leg, and then ground that left leg, straighten the right leg. Now, your hamstrings might be super tight, and you might just barely hold on to that right leg in order to straighten the right knee. Just do your best. And feel that, feel the back of the leg stretching, maybe flex the foot really well. Good, nice low engagement, low belly engagement, and then point the toes, really stretch everybody. Good. Bend that knee, bring it back to chest. Switch sides one more time. So, right leg straight, left leg up. Point your toes, engage the low belly, flex your right foot. So, a little tricky here, a little brain work. Pointing the left foot, flexing the right foot, and lift that right foot off the floor a couple of inches. Final option, let go of the hands. So, left leg up, right foot flex, left foot pointed. I'm even having trouble with this. Breathe, everybody. And both knees to chest. Let's see if we can do that on the other side. So your hands go behind your right leg. Your left leg goes straight to the floor. Level out your hips, straighten the right leg up toward the ceiling. Pause here and then lift your left leg a few inches. Flex your right, flex your left foot, point your right toes. When I point my right, my left wants a point. It's so funny, right? Individual movement in the body. Point the right toes, flex the left foot, optionally let go of that leg. Find your breath, everybody. And release both knees to chest. Good job. And both feet to the floor. So we're going to play with the arms by using these initials, and this was part of that article I talked about. We're going to do a Y, a T, a W, and an L, and you're going to see those all through class, so don't worry about it. First one, take the arms overhead, straight overhead with your thumbs touching the floor. And then just reevaluate what you have done to your spine. Did the head shift? Did you lift or lower your chin? Did you overarch in the back? So come back to a neutral spine. Your arms are straight overhead, your thumbs are touching the floor, and ideally your elbows are straight. So consider this kind of a Y pose, right? So the arms are overhead. Feel the upper back engage a little bit. You're going to inhale here. Exhale, lift the arms up like you're pulling a big beach ball up, and then lower the arms by the hips so that your pinky fingers touch the floor. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, thumbs back and behind. So imagine that you're moving a beach ball. So hold onto that beach ball, lift. Exhale, the fingers down. Inhale, the hands up. Exhale, overhead. Good. We're doing 3 more here. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale overhead. Make sure the elbows are straight. And 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale overhead. Last one. Inhale, hold on to that beach ball. Exhale down to the hips. Inhale up. Exhale, lower over your head. And then just let the hands come down to your sides. That would be your Y. The next one, the hands come straight up to the ceiling and the palms touch, as if you were going to clap your hands, and those hands are above the chest. All right, so T position, you're going to open the arms, elbows straight, take them out to the sides, and then inhale, squeeze your chest to bring them in. Good. This one's pretty easy. Open, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze the palms. Good. Last one. Open. Inhale, squeeze the palms. And then just open the arms out to T position and pause. So this series of 4 is range of motion with your shoulders. And you may notice one side easier or harder than the other. Good. And then take the arms to cactus arms. So I think most of us know that. So cactus arms, the elbows come straight out from the shoulders. The arms are on the floor. The elbows bend and the fingers are straight up. But for this one, I want you to just take the hands out a little bit. If you could imagine your arms making a W. Okay, so from the fingertips to the elbows and then the elbows to the shoulders, this is your W. And you're going to imagine that you have something in your hands and you're reaching overhead to put it up on a shelf. So the arms stay wide, they stay at a diagonal. You can slide them across the floor, so straighten the arms overhead and then bend the elbows, and you can bring them down a little bit lower if you can, and straighten. This will make more sense as we get in different positions. And bend the elbows. Good. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten them all the way. Exhale, bend the elbows. And 4, straighten and bend. Good. Last one, straighten and bend. Good. And then just T position for a moment. Excuse me. And then true cactus arms, the elbows are bent. Breathe. And this one is called an L position in this article, which I can send out to you if you're interested. All you're going to do, your palms are face up. You're going to keep the upper arms on the floor. You're going to lift your lower arms so that your palms are facing forward. It's like field goal posts, right? Good. And then lower and lift and lower, lift, lower and lift. And last one, lower and lift, and just hold that position for a second. Ideally, your forearms are straight up and down, your upper arms are on the floor, and lower those down, and then completely release those arms. Good job, everybody. All right, while we're here, we're going to do another one of those core strength stability exercises. So your feet are on the floor, your hands can be down at your sides. We're going to lift up into a bridge pose. And as we do, we're going to squeeze those cute little glutes, those cute little butt muscles, and lower down. We're going to do 10 of these, my loves. Here we go. 5 to start. Here we go. Press up, squeeze. 1, breathe. Exhale as you lift. 2, go slow. 3, that's it. And 4, good. 5, lift, lower. 5 more. 5, give it a squeeze. And 4, feel the 4 corners of your feet. And 3, and 2. Good. This last one I want you to hold it right there. You don't have to lift really high. Check the 4 corners of your feet. Lengthen through your tailbone so that you're not dumping into your lower back. Take the arms overhead if that is okay for you. Turn the thumbs down just like we did that Y position. Hold on to your beach ball. If you can, hold your bridge pose. If not, you lower when the arms come down. So let's do 5 of those just so you get the idea. So inhale the arms up. Exhale, lower hips and pinkies to the floor. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower the hips as the arms go overhead. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, everything lifts. Exhale, arms overhead, hips down. Good. 2 more just like that. Lift and lower and lift and lower. Hang in there. 1 more just like this. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Good. So you're back in this starting position. Your hips are down, your thumbs are on the floor overhead. Want you to breathe here and then lift your hips all the way up. Hold here if you can. Find your breath. Take the arms overhead so that you're back clapping those hands, T position. Lengthen your tailbone, everybody. Press into your feet. Hold the hips if you can, if not, lower. We're doing 5 of these. Open out to the sides, squeeze those hands back in, and inhale to open. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. We got 2 left. Inhale. Exhale. Woo! Inhale. Yeah, feeling that. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Lower everything down. Holy moly, straighten those legs. Woo. Well done, everybody. Bend your knees. Bring your knees to your chest. Roll the knees to one side and come on up to a seated position. Oh, that was fun, right? Nice little warm up. Good. Roll your shoulders. So we did the T position and we did the Y position. So seated, we're going to do the W and the L, right? Just keeping it straight in my head is I need like a big sign. So we're going to start in that cactus position. And then we're going to take the hands out a little bit. Palms are face forward. Lift your chest. So you should feel the shoulders roll down, the chest lift. Good. And then press straight out. I'm going to lift this heavy thing overhead and then I'm going to bend the elbows in. Yeah. And then lift straight, arms straight. Good. Keep the head up and down. And 3 and down. You're going to be so tired of this by the time we're done. 4 and down. And 5, really reach. So this is the upper part of goddess pose, right? And then bend the elbows, come to a more of a cactus or field goal position. This is your W or your L. And then turn the palms so that they're resting on a table. Whew. Try to keep the chest lifted. Try to keep the head back in space and lift. That's 1, 2, woo, 3. Feeling that, anybody? 4, and 5, and just let go. Good. You're going to get the real hang of that. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, one hand down, the other one reaches over. Good. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, other side. Inhale, take it up. Cactus arms, everybody. Twist to one side. And then let those hands come down, one to your opposite knee, the other one behind you. Open both shoulders and soften both shoulders away from your ears. Nice deep breath. Listen up. You're going to leave that hand on the knee or the thigh. Take the other arm up, reach it across, cross elbows. Yep, so that your torso's back straight again. And then maybe bend the elbows and take the torso down. That not everybody will do that, but just see where you go. And in this position, you can drop the head. You're stretching all those back muscles. Start to take that torso up, release, inhale, exhale, open it up and down. Whew. Good. Other side, cactus arms. Twist everything to the other side. Let the hands come down and then broaden through those collarbones. Nice deep breath. It's a beautiful morning, everybody. Good. Feel that twist and notice, like I just caught myself rolling back toward my tailbone. I don't know why. So I'm going to bring myself back center line with those sit bones, keeping that spine nice and long. And then take the back arm, lift it up, cross it over elbow to elbow. Some of you maybe just right here. Some of you can bend the elbows and come on down, tucking your chin. Nice deep breath. And then peel yourself back up, lift the arms up, reach up, exhale to your heart, and shake it all out. Well done, everyone. All right, let's go. All right, come on down to your hands and your knees. So I've been playing with this article, and so my brain is very full of it right now, my body. So I hope we have fun with this. So you're going to be on your hands and knees. And if you need to cushion your knees, if you need a blanket or something under those knees, please do that. And then find a really solid table pose. Spread the fingers, open up through the shoulders, and just a couple of cats and cows here. And as you go through the cat, really tuck your tailbone, really tuck your chin, and then slowly let that spine go, lifting up through the chest and seeing if you can lift through the chin, right? That's something we don't focus on a whole lot. So stretching the front of the neck and then exhaling, curling it all back and inhaling, lifting that chin. Good. One more. Exhale, curl it all in and lift it all up. Really see if you can lift that chin. It's hard for me. And release to neutral spine. Walk the hands in just a little bit. If you tend to go wide, I tend to go wide with my down dog and table pose here. So I'm going to walk the hands in a little bit, tone the belly in so where low backs aren't overarching, and then just your left hand, take it up and out as if you were going to do T position, but now we're in a different, a different form. So the back of the hand would be resting on the floor if we were turned around. Good. As you bring it down, curl the hand into a fist just so you don't hit your knuckles, and then bring it out. Now, when you bring it out, don't twist, but engage the back muscles of your body. Good. Curl your hand and bring it in. Take it out. That's 3 and 4. Yep. Squeeze your back as you do this. And 5. And then lower down. Other side, the right hand, take it out to the side, fingers are spread, feel that the back muscles engage, and then a soft fist just to bring the arm down and take it out. 2 and 3, yep, and 4, squeeze, and 5, squeeze, and release. Well done. This time you're going to take that hand down just past your knee, the palm is face in. Bring it up to the level of your hip and think about that first position, the Y position. So we're just going to go overhead, palm faces down, and then bring it back to our hip. And 2. Now think of yourself laying on the floor. 3. So every time I bring that arm up, I'm thinking about pressing it against that imaginary floor. And 4. Good. And 5. Ooh, and let go. I felt that one. It's a change in position. Tone that belly back in. Let's do the other side. Start with the hand by your hip. Breathe. Your palm is facing up or to the side. Either one is okay. And then lift it up overhead, but don't lift the head. Don't change your spine. And press it back to your hip. And lift up and down. And 3. Yep, working the back body. And 4. That's it. And 5. Good. And release. Nice job. I just want you to come off those hands for a moment. Give your wrists a little shake. Maybe squeeze your wrists, squeeze your hands and open, and come on back. All right, so hands are in their regular position right now. I want you to take the left leg back, squeeze in through the belly, and lift that leg, preparing for balancing table. So you want the hips to be level, the foot is flexed. 1, you're here. 2, the right arm goes out. And hold right here. Find your breath. Find that stability. And then just release. Switch to the other side. Squeeze that belly back in. Level your hips. Lift the leg. And then either here or extend out. Now, if you're using a chair here, one of my darlings out there might be using a chair. You're just hands on chair using balancing table that way. Good. And lower down. Switch again. We're going to add on. The left leg goes straight. The right arm goes out. The left leg lifts. This is again another one of those stability exercises. Elbow to knee for 5. Slow. Here we go. 1. Extend fully, elbow and knee. 2. And 3. And 4. That's it. Come on. And 5. Woo. Oh, just 5. And lower down. I was saying 5, thinking I was still on 4. Lordy, lordy. All right, back to your center. Switch sides. Right leg out. Lift. Left leg out, or left arm. You know you can stay right here. Find your breath. When you're ready, slow for 5. Here we go. 1. Out. Elbow to knee. 2. Out. 3. Out. 4. And 5. Reach. And let go. Nice job, everybody. Just sit back. Shake it out. Come on back to table pose. We're almost done here on these hands and knees. Sorry about that. You're going to take the left arm out to cactus. And then take the hand out a little wider. We're going for that W. You're pretending that arm is sliding on a table. So from this bent position, straighten the arm straight out at a diagonal. And bring it back. And 2. And 3. Yep. Feel the work in the shoulders. 4. And 5. Release. Switch sides. I always start in cactus. It's just easier for my brain. And then I'll take the hand out a little further. And for 5, extend out. Bring it in. And 2, like you're lifting overhead. 3. 4. Woo! And 5. Release. Other side. Last one. This is our L. Think of that arm resting on a floor behind you, right? And then you're going to drop this hand down so the fingers are pointing toward the floor. And up. 2. 3. 4. 4, whoo, and 5, release. Other side, hang on, knees. Here we go. So drop it down. 2, whoo, 3, 4, and 5. And let go. My goodness. Walk those hands forward, everybody. Puppy stretch. The forearm goes to the forehead goes to the floor. Your chest sinks toward the floor. Nice long spine here. Find your breath. Allow that back body to sink toward the floor. Press into your hands, walk those hands back. You're going to straighten one leg all the way. Squeeze in through your belly, straighten the other leg, full plank pose, full plank. If you want to, drop the knees. Breathe, lengthen your tailbone, push that floor away from you. You've got this, everybody. Whew. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Adjust your pose as you need to. Spread the fingers, engage the upper back. Maybe pedal those feet out. And then take your feet nice and wide. Walk your hands back, bend the knees as much as you need to come into a little wider leg forward fold. Let the head hang, everyone. And then bend your knees. Hands come to your knees and come on up. Yeah, and just shake it all out. So kind of notice, right? What we're doing with those arms, full range of motion with that shoulder joint that is so important to keep healthy. So we're going to play with some squats. And I'm always mindful of squats because of people's knees, their hips, their backs, all of that stuff. So take your feet a little wider than your normal mountain pose. And then see if you can parallel the feet so that the toes aren't in or out. They're pretty well straight ahead. Inhale, take the arms up. Bring your hands to your chest. And then bend into a seat, right? So in that seat, the hips press back, but we don't overdrop the chest. So it's this real balance of keeping the tailbone long, of keeping the chest up, whew, and feeling those lovely legs, right? Breathe. All right, so when we stand, we're going to go into that kind of wide W shape. Palms are going to be forward. So straighten up and then squat. And up. Good. And think of the power in your legs, whoo, as you straighten. And 4. Full extension of the arms, up and down, and then just stand up. Oh, see, I'm not so mean. All right, take those feet nice and wide on your mat. You can turn sideways if you'd like. The toes can point out a little bit here, depending on your hips, your knees, so that when you squat, your knees and your feet are facing the same direction and the hips are sitting back again. So if we can get that hip crease back like we would be sitting in a chair. Yeah, there we go. And then the arms are going to that W shape. Ooh, here we go. Straighten up. Extend out. Exhale down. This is goddess pose. Inhale straight. Good. And down. You're going slow. Inhale, squeeze your butt. And down. Inhale up and down. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Hold the squat if you can. Take the arms out. T position. Palms face forward. Now really squeeze that low belly in. If you can, hold the squat. 5 of these, touch your palms. 1 and 2. Squeeze, everybody. And 3. Good. Everybody's looking good that I can see. And 4. Open. and 5, and open, arms up, legs straight. Whew. And exhale, let it go, shake it out. Bring those feet back in. Doing well, everybody. So feet are back, hips width apart. So again, in this article, they were talking about strength, stability, and mobility. And they said if we can keep the major joints of our bodies moving in range of motion, we're going to be much happier in our lives. So shoulders, hips, ankles, right? Knees, all those things. So your feet are hips width apart, as you would normally be for mountain pose. Your feet are parallel to each other. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come on down. Don't go as deep as you could normally. Lift the chest. Take the arms out. So we're doing that L shape. This is your L shape, supposedly, right? Belly in, and then just drop it so those palms are on the table. And 2, 3, yeah, 4, and 5. Good. Breathe, extend out, and just stand up. Shake it out, everybody. Nice job, right? So we just did a whole bunch of squats and you didn't even notice. So grab your blocks and bring them up to the front of your mat. We're just going to kind of shake that out a little bit. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down to your blocks. Your blocks are shoulder width apart. They're fully on your mat so that they're not tippy. And then you're just going to bend both knees and step back with your right leg so that you're in a lunge. Maybe you walk your left foot out to the left a little bit and lengthen through your whole spine. I want you to press through the back heel and then lift up toward your toes. Press back and up to your toes. Just one more here, foot flexibility. Press back and then lift, tone the belly in, listen up. From here, you're going to keep your front knee bent and you're going to see if you can tap your back knee to the floor or just bend it. And then straighten it, but don't lift and lower your body. Keep it low. So down and lift, squeeze, down, full extension of that knee when you lift. And 4, nice. And 5, extend. When you're ready, push off your back foot, step forward. Nice little forward fold. Bend both knees and step back left foot. Maybe widen your pose left to right a little bit for stability. And feel the lunge on this side. You should feel, right, from your hip all the way down to your heel, working to support your pose. And then just press the heel back. So we're doing a little stretch of the back leg. And then come up toward your toes. And press it back. And forward. Last one. Press it back. And forward. And then find this nice lunge and see if we can tap that knee for 5. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And 4. And 5. And then extend fully, push off your back foot, step forward, bend both knees, no rounding, take the arms big and wide all the way up. Exhale to your heart and shake it out. We're going to add to that a little bit. So again, this article that I keep referring to, one of the strength stability moves is squats and one of them is lunges. So we're going to start where we were. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to blocks. Soften and step back right leg. Maybe widen your stance a little bit. And then take your hands to your knee and come up into what would be a traditional kind of lunge. Now I want you to take both hips back a little bit. Keep your hands on your knee. You're going to bend the back knee and see if you can not necessarily come to the floor, but come to a place where that shin is parallel and this thigh is parallel. You don't have to go that low. All right, so 5 of these. Here we go, slow. Stable, and then straighten. And 2, find a spot in front of you that you can focus on. 3, and 4. Whew. Yes, ma'am. And 5. Step forward. How was that? Not too bad, right? Not too bad. Silence. There's silence in the back room. All right. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to blocks. Step back, left leg, maybe widen the stance a little bit. Squeeze in through that lower belly. Find your stability, which, by the way, has to do with this back glute too. Take your hands to your knee. First, find stable. Hands on the leg really help. We want to make sure this knee is staying pretty much lined up with the ankle and not dropping into the middle. All right, here we go for 5. 1 and 2. Ooh, yeah. And 3 and 4 and 5. And just step forward and shake it out. Yeah, and then take the top of one foot and just curl it under, and stretch the top of your ankle. Something we don't do enough. And release, do the other side, and just stretch it out. Right? So it's something to consider. If this feels real yucky, maybe you do it a little more, like a little more often, because that front, what do we do all day long? We're this way all day long. We don't get a lot of this stretch of the front of the foot and the front of the ankle. All right. Are we ready? Woo. Yes. Going back to our lunge. You can keep your knee down for this one if these have been challenging for you, and just do the arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to blocks. Step back with your right leg. Maybe widen the pose left to right just a little bit. Engage the belly. Now here, if you want to take your right knee down and leave it down, that's okay with me. Otherwise, leave it up. Take your hands to your knee. Lift your torso. Inhale the arms up, palms face forward. 1, you're here, just do arms. 2, you got the knee bent too, so you're working both. So you're pressing down, push against that imaginary floor, and lift up. 1, 2, that's it. 3, stable pose. 4, 5, take the arms halfway up, open them up. T position, squeeze that belly, everybody. Squeeze in. 1, breathe. 2, 3, and 4. Come on. And 5, bring your hands to your heart and step forward and shake it out. I know, I kind of warned you. Kind of. Article, strength class. It's all good though, right? We do what we can do. You don't have to do more than that. You just trust your body and go from there. All right, other side. Inhale. Exhale, take it down, everyone. Soften the knees. Step back with your left leg. I had to remember which side I was on. Remember, you can take the knee down here. Make sure your pose is stable. Hands to knee. Come on up. Optional, bend the back knee. That makes you work just a little bit harder. Now we're doing the W and the L. So cactus, hands slide out. There's your W. Straight up and then down. Straight up. Good. So 2 and 3 and 4. Come on. And 5. Cactus arms, open that chest, lift the chest. Here we go. 1, and 2, and 3. Yep. And 4, and 5. Stand it up, stand it straight, shake it out. Nice job, everybody. All right, go wide on your mat. You can have your blocks. I don't think you're going to need them, but you can take them in front of you just in case. And pause here, just in a forward fold, just easy forward fold. Just make sure your hands are touching something. I really just don't care so much for the hanging without support. I think that's a lot for our backs and our spines. So maybe put your hands on the floor or on your shins or on your knees and breathe. Good. And then take your hand on one block. I decided I will use a block for this. The block is at the center, right between your eyes. I'm going to try to mirror here. Left hand to block, right arm, T position. Think about what we've been doing. Take it straight out. Feel the back muscles work, and then slide it to the floor and out. Squeeze. And 3, and 4. Don't let the back round. And 5. I want you to hold it out and pulse it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bring it down. Switch hands. Squeeze the legs, right? Engage those inner thighs. Here we go for 5. 1, curl the fingers so you don't rub them. 2, 3, pause at the top. And 4, and 5. Hold, the shoulders are square, you're not lifting, and just pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Good. Heel toe in, everybody. Bend the knees, hands to knees. Come on up. Shake it out. We got one more here. Well, 2 more just to finish that little alphabet. I'm going to have to come up with a mnemonic, right? So something that makes a sentence, something really cute. We'll have to work on that. I'll take suggestions. All right. So just a simple, easy pose here with the legs. Cactus pose, hands out. I want you to think about this. This time I want you to flex the hands like you really have something in your hands. One of the hardest exercises or things for most people, for me in particular, is lifting things overhead. Because it takes a whole different level of strength and levelness, I guess. So here we are, we're holding on to this heavy thing, right? And feel it, just kind of feel the weight of it in your hands, and then purposely push it up and then lower it slow. Yeah, good. Push it up and lower it slow and push it up and lower. It's getting heavier. And 4 and 5. Good job, everybody. And then take the arms to cactus. Good. I want you to squeeze your fist this time. And you're going to pull something down and let it back up. So pull it down. Think of it like an elastic band. You don't want to snap it back. You want to pull it back on purpose. 3 and 4. Yeah. And 5 and up. And let those babies go. Whoo. Good. Just big circle. Big circle. Big circle. Anybody feeling all that? Yeah. All right. And then take your blocks back to the front of your mat. And inhale, everyone. Reach up. Exhale down to your blocks. Soften the knees and step back right leg. Here we are in that lunge. We're not going to do all that stuff again, but we're just going to add on a little bit. I want you to start in a lunge, hands to knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then just pull everything down and lift up. Good. Just one more. Pull it down and lift up. Take those hands forward and pull it back as you lean forward and lift and pull back and forward. Take those arms up, reach them to your heart. Take your back foot and turn it to the side position, warrior one. So it's not side, right? It's just barely that heel in so that the hips can stay relatively forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. If you can, clasp the hands. If you can, interlace, index finger points up. Find your extension. Press through the back leg, everybody. Big deep breath. And then slowly exhale all the way down to your blocks. Push off, step forward. Shake it out. Step back with your right foot. First, find your lunge. Squeeze the upper inner thighs toward each other. Take your hands to your knee. Lift your chest. Inhale, reach up. Optional, you're pulling down. And up. Good. Just one more. Pull it down. And up. Take those arms forward. Reach forward. Pull it back. I forgot half of what I did. Reach forward and pull it back. Good. Take the arms up. Exhale to your heart. Turn your back foot to the side position. Well, it's really not side position. It's kind of like quarter position. Warrior one. Inhale, reach up. If the shoulders allow, interlace and reach up. And breathe. Solid back leg, all four corners of your front foot. Lift your chest, extend the arms. Good, release all the way down. Take the blocks out of your way. Hands to the floor, straighten your back foot, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Plank pose, everybody. Hold that beach ball between the elbows. Find your strength. Lower the knees. Come on down. Oh, come right down to your belly. That's kind of nice after all of that. Whew. Just pause for a second here. Just kind of shake out the hips. That was a bunch of work there. And breathe. Good. I want you to take your left arm out to cactus pose. Rest your forehead on the top of your other hand so that your spine is neutral. And then imagine that you have a weight on that left elbow. You have a weight there, and you just want to lift that weight up to the level of your shoulder. So from here, just squeeze that arm up and keep it level, best you can, and lower. 4, 3, squeeze your back, and 1. Hold it out, but then straighten the arm. And then down to the palm to the floor and lift up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower. Switching sides. The right arm is out. The elbow is bent. That elbow is coming straight out from your shoulder. Lengthen through your tailbone, everybody. Make sure you're not cranking out the low back. And lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Straighten the arm and tap down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Good. Shake out the hips. Want you to take both arms straight out, but at a diagonal. They're overhead, palms are face down. Your head is neutral. So you can rest your forehead on the floor, but for me, it's easier if I just keep it relatively level with everything else. Press down through the pubic bone, press down through the hips, lift the arms, and then squeeze them in. Think about that W and out. Squeeze in, out. 3. Come on, we got it. And 4. Woo. And 5. Take the arms straight overhead. Lift the legs. Locust pose, everybody. Breathe. Take the hands behind, palms face up. Lift your chest, lift your legs. Woo! And breathe, breathe, breathe. Pull the shoulders back. And release fully. And shake it all out. Find your breath. Good. Let's leave this upper body comfortable and relaxed. I've got my chin up just so I can talk and you can hear me. I want you to take your legs slightly wider, just a little bit, and then lift your left leg. Keep the leg as straight as you can and point your toes. Keep the right hip down toward the floor. Don't lift. And lower. Other side, lift and lower. Both sides lift. Really lengthen through your spine because this can get cranky on the lower back. And if it is, just lower the legs a little more. And then touch your feet together and open. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let go. Good. And shake it out. So you're going to grab one of your blocks. We're going to be coming on to our backs. And I want you to have a block where you can grab it. I'm just going to turn off something on my phone. Good. And roll yourself over. Oh, knees are bent, body's on the floor. Have your block where you can grab it. We're going to use that in just a second. And take the arms in cactus position just to feel the openness of the shoulders here. Find your breath. And then bring your right knee to your chest. We've been here before. Take the hands behind your right knee. Straighten your left leg. Good. Lift the left leg a couple of inches off the floor. Straighten the right leg up. So we're here again in this kind of split leg pose, imagining that the right foot is stepping on the ceiling and the left foot is pressing into a wall. So 1, you're here, or 2, you're going to take those hands behind your head, soft interlace. Keep the head relatively neutral, but lift that head off the floor. So big core work here, everybody. Breathe. You should feel the low belly working. Straighten both legs. Try not to bend. If your right leg doesn't want to stay there, take it to a 90-degree. Breathe. And then lift your left leg. If you can, keep the head lifted. Lower the right leg. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the right leg. Lower your head. Lower your legs. Knees to chest. Well done. And then feet to the floor. Grab your block. Take the block on the lowest setting. Lift up your hips and let that block sit right at your sacrum. Now, if you've not done this before, you want to make sure that block is on that hard, bony sacrum and nowhere near your lower back. One way to know is if you put your hands on your hips your block should be below that line. Okay, so it's not in the soft flesh of the lower back. And pause here for a second and just breathe. Your hands can rest down at your sides. This is a restorative bridge pose. We find our breath. You're going to bring the right knee toward your chest. You don't even need to use your hands here unless you want to, just because. And then slowly straighten the left leg. There should be no lower back pain here. If you have low back pain in this position, first play with the sacrum. So it's possible that you have to seat your sacrum down a little bit lower or round it up just a little bit. Sometimes the block can be a little bit high. But if you can, just right knee toward chest, left leg long. Now relax both feet. So if you're used to flexing, because I always tell you to, just relax the feet, let them hang. Let the left leg roll out if that's what it does. Find your breath here. So we're stretching the front hip flexors, the psoas in particular. Maybe close your eyes. Find your breath. See if you can let that side stretch without making anything happen. If your left foot happened to roll out, just straighten that leg again so toes are pointing up, and then slide your left leg up to meet your right. So both knees are bent. Your left knee will stay in, your right leg will slide down the floor and extend out. And then once you're there again, just relax the feet. Upper body is super soft here, very, very relaxed. Soften. Find your breath. Close your eyes. Good. If the right foot is rolled out some, just straighten it and then bring both knees in. Make sure you are solidly on your block and then straighten one leg and then the other leg up toward the ceiling. Your arms are down, your palms are face up. You should be able to find a spot here where your legs can just hover in space. You don't have to work them, hold them, or do anything else. They're just hanging out up there. Your hips are heavy on your block. And again, breathe. Maybe close the eyes. Try to really sink into the block, into the floor. Just resist nothing here. Resist nothing. Good. 3 more very deep breaths as we calm down the nervous system. Bend your knees, everybody. Bring those knees back to chest. Allow the knees to come in nice and deep. I even cross my ankles. So we're just rounding the back very safely here. The hips still resting on the block. And then release the knees 1 foot at a time comes to the floor. Feel your feet on the floor. As you lift the hips, move the block out of the way, but pause for just a second. So just a little reset of the hips, pause, engaging the muscles, and then letting that back come down one vertebra at a time. Once the back is on the floor, I want you to pick your hips up and shift just the hips to the left side of your mat. Bring your knees to your chest and allow the knees to go to the right. So it's just a twist here, but we've shifted the hips so that we line up hips and shoulders. The arms can come out in T position. Perhaps you feel how much more they are down toward the floor. If this twist is challenging, a block underneath the bottom knee can be really helpful here. Find your breath. Soften your jaw. Good. Take your top knee up towards center. Follow it with the bottom knee until your hips are back to the floor. Bring your hips back to the middle of your mat and then lift and shift the hips to the right edge. Bring your knees back toward your chest. Lower those knees to the left, coming into a twist on the other side. Soften your jaw, your belly. Allow that spine to twist and infuse oxygen. Good. One more nice deep breath here. And then top knee lifts, bottom knee lifts. Come back to hips to the floor. Bring your hips back to the center. Draw both knees to your chest. And then straighten one leg to one corner of your mat. Straighten the other leg to the other corner of your mat. Find your arms, palms face up. Feel your shoulders on the floor and find shavasana. Let go of anything that is no longer needed. Feel your body sink deeper into your mat. Soften down even more. As you're ready, start to wiggle your toes. Start to wiggle your fingers, maybe circling your wrists, your ankles. And then bending one knee and then the other. Drawing those knees up toward chest. Rocking the knees side to side. And allowing the knees to go to one side or the other. And then curling all the way up. Bring your hands to your heart. And bow to your own inner strength. Know that it is always there, a wellspring just waiting to be tapped. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.